Okay, time to go crazy and take all this carpet out. And on this particular carpet, the air conditioning registers are on the floor. I kind of like that too, because as heat rises, it gets your whole place. And these generally are just wedged down in there. There's no screws on them or anything. They come out that easy. And when I took these out one time already, and I have no idea when the last time somebody vacuumed those out. So I had a vacuum here, and I got the attachment wand out, and I reached my hand down there and pulled all the stuff out and cleaned out all the dust and stuff. And then you can clean the back side of your registers. Lots of times you get spider webs down there. You get all kinds of stuff you never knew that was down there. And then reach your hand down in there as far as you can. Maybe you'll find a toy down there, or who knows what down there, and then you can clean those out. It's kind of a nice thing to do, you know, periodically. And then you can take your registers, you can clean the back sides of them and make sure all the cobwebs and grime and everything is out of them. And then on your adjustment, if you have some that come out at an angle just one direction, you want the angle to come this way. You don't want the angle to go and hit your wall. So figure that out and look at that and see which way they go and stuff, so that maybe it'll go in this way as opposed to that way or whatever, you know. And so, okay, enough of that. I got that. And now we've got to figure out the best way to take this floor out. Is there a right or wrong way? Well, maybe. Now, sometimes I might overthink things to a certain extent. Yeah. But hey, it doesn't really take me that much longer to take all this stuff out than anybody else, okay? Now, I'm in a condo complex, and they happen to have a good-sized dumpster here on property. And I'm going to throw all this stuff in the dumpster. The dumpster is only so long, and I'll probably wait until the end of the day to do that. And there's a couple things I'm gonna decide. I'm only gonna throw this away in pieces. So this room here, I'm gonna probably cut it in thirds. So I'm gonna cut a line about here and one over here. So I have 3 long strips. And then the long strips, I may just cut those in half down this way. Okay, so I don't get too big of a piece. Hey, I'm getting up there in age. Do I want to take all this stuff down there in one go? And then the pieces will be small enough that I can then flip over again. I like to roll this up with the carpet side on the outside as I roll it up. That way, when I'm going through door frames and stuff, I don't hit a door frame. If you got white door frames, and if you take carpet and you roll it up too big of a roll, too long of a roll, give me that, I'll take it out of the house. Come on, you guys are going too slow. Come on, let's go. You put it over your shoulder or something, and you hit the side of this, man, that stuff is like sandpaper, rip, and it just marks up your white door jambs, your baseboards, your trim, your door casing, this edge here. If you're not careful as you go around there, you're going to have some marks on here if you roll up the carpet that other way. And if you're keeping this handrail here, you got to be careful as you're going down the stairs so you don't hit that. Oh, I'm going to put the carpet over here on the right side. Then you got to be careful so you don't hit this edge. Because let me tell you, the back side of that carpet, if you've never taken up carpet, you'll soon realize it, and if you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. The back side of the carpet is really rough, and it's almost like sandpaper when you go along and you hit any nice painted surface that you're trying to keep. Now, granted, I'm going to be painting all these door frames, all these door casings, everything. Okay, and so could I roll it up the other way and not worry about it? Yeah, I probably could. But I'm not going to. I'm going to cut this up in strategic pieces so that I can get it thrown away and rolled up the proper way. And if you've never done this before, how do you get the carpet up? Usually you just go into a corner, and I'm gonna grab it from there, and all I got is my point, okay, my scratch awl. I'm just gonna set the scratch awl in there, about there, and just jam it in the carpet and lift up on it. Just lift up on it and pull that. Pull that out like that, see? Okay? And if you don't have a scratch awl, you probably need to get one of those. Every weekend warrior needs to have a scratch awl. If you do not have a scratch awl, how else could you do it? Well, I've got a pair of pliers here. Let me see if I can't do it with a pair of pliers. It's a little bit more tricky depending how thick your nap is. I'm just gonna try to grab the carpet and squeeze it right there and pull. Okay, look at that. If you don't have a scratch awl, if you don't want to run to the store and get a scratch awl, can you do it with a pair of pliers? Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to do. Let's just do another one here. I'm just using my pliers. Grab it and pull. Okay, look at that. So I could do it that way, or my scratch awl. Let's get in another corner. Let's use my scratch awl this time. Okay, right here. Jam it in. Pull. Pull on that bad boy. Okay, there you go. Just like that. Okay. You can do it. Anyone with a little bit of knowledge should be able to pull carpet up with pad. Are you kidding me? I only have 3 more minutes on my HD SIM card. I should have brought an extra one with me, but I didn't. Okay. I don't have much time to show you, but at this point, I'm just going to pull the carpet off of the tack strip. Okay? And you remember I'm going to cut it in thirds. I got to figure out about where the third of the room is. And pull it out to about the third of the room, a little bit further. That way I can get my sheetrock knife in there, right? Okay? And it's not a race. And you can do this on your own. You don't need anybody helping you. If you have a helper, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Okay? You can start figuring out things and knowing, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Right? Right. Okay. I'm just going to take my sheetrock knife. Trick is to have a sharp one. Okay? Don't try to skimp and think, oh, mine's halfway sharp. Don't do that. Get a sharp one, and now I'm just going to cut it. Okay? Get your fingers out of the way. And I always like using my knee pad. You don't need your knee pad if you don't want. Let's just get you down there, down and dirty. I'll just go over here. Just go over here. Don't get right up next to the baseboard because you might hit your finger or something. You can pull that up. Whatever. Get your hand out of the way. Okay? No doctors, visits needed. That's why I always cut from the back side of the carpet. It's so much easier than thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to cut this in thirds. I'm going to do what VideoJoe told me to do. And I'm just going to cut on top. Well, it's harder to cut from the top. You can, but you'll see what I'm talking about if you try it. Okay, now I'm just going to split the difference of this. I'm going to eyeball that. Oh, it looks like it's about right here. That a sharp blade will do the trick. And because I have it upside down right now, I'm just going to roll it up I'm just going to roll it up so that the outside of the carpet is on the outside. Okay? And like I say, lots of people do this so they get the back side of the carpet is on the outside. I don't like doing that. I like doing it this way. Okay? Easier to carry. You don't start ripping up your arm or anything. And these will fit just rather nicely in the dumpster, won't they? Okay, and for the time being, I'm going to stack this up against the wall. Stack it up so that the natural roll is folding towards the wall.